What the heck is Formula One?
Pole position, strategy,
yachts and parties,
safety car, Ferrari.
beautiful corners.
Oh, right, okay. There's a car in front of you. Try and overtake it.
Oh, I hate you so much.
Hello, you fools. Welcome back to another Formula Fools podcast. I'm David, and with me, as always, is Skin.
Hello.
If you wanted to know more about Formula One, then you've come to the right place. This is the podcast where we talk about F1, we teach F1, we educate, and we answer questions.
We do. You use the word we very generously, Dave. I think the idea is I do not do much teaching. I'm learning.
True.
You learn alongside me as I ask Dave's questions.
That's true. But some of our episodes that we've done recently, I got some good feedback. I was in Adelaide recently, sat down for a beer with one of our fans, and he said that your knowledge of F1 has come along, that he's now learning stuff from you.
No way.
Oh, yeah. Woo-hoo. We will also get on to Harry in a couple of weeks. He's doing something mad. And he told me that he's saving Fool's episode. So he won't listen to this episode for like another 3 weeks. But we'll get on to that next week or the week after.
Okay.
First off, we're going to start off with a hot lap recap. This week was the Brazilian Grand Prix. It was a sprint race. And Ryan, my good friend, every week he will do a little recap on what happened during the race weekend. So here it is. Well, there's actually a jingle first. Obviously, we're not idiots, Skin.
The race is over. It's that time in the show for the hot lap recap. Let's go. Right, fools, your hot lap recap from Brazil, where Lando Norris put on an absolute clinical performance and Oscar Piastri's title hopes took another proper battering. Let's be honest, this weekend was all about Lando, wasn't it? He won the sprint on Saturday, then absolutely bossed the Grand Prix on Sunday. Pole position, lights out, job done. And he never looked like he was going to lose it. That's 33 points over the weekend, and he's now 24 points clear of Oscar with just 3 races left. That's 1 point away from having a race win in the bag. The championship is slipping away from Piastri faster than a greased eel. But just hang on a moment, because really, I've said it was all about Lando. But actually, I think we need to talk about Max Verstappen. He started from the pit lane, he picked up a puncture on lap 7 and still finished third. It was one of those drives where you just sit back and think, yeah, that's why he's a 4-time world champion. He was carving through the field like that proverbial hot knife through butter. He passed George Russell with a gorgeous move around the outside of turn 1 and was absolutely hounding the coattails of Kimi Antonelli for second right at the end. He didn't quite get there, but what a recovery drive that was. Problem is, he's now 49 points behind Lando with 3 races to go. So that's only 1 point away from Lando having 2 race wins in the pocket from him. It's probably too late for him to do anything, isn't it? But you would be daft to completely write him off given these last few months that we've seen. And Oscar Piastri, not his weekend again. He had a first lap tangle with Antonelli. You know, the gap closed on him. He locked up. He skidded. He got the 10-second penalty. Charles Leclerc's, suspension got broken because Antonelli was bashed into him. He managed 5th in the end, did Oscar, but that's now 5 races where Norris has finished ahead of him in a row. 5 races. The momentum has completely gone. And at this rate, Lando's going to have wrapped up the title in Vegas or more likely in Qatar. And Oscar is going to be sat there wondering what the hell has happened to his season. Okay. Behind the top 5, Ollie Bearman had a cracker for Haas. He finished 6th. The kid's making a proper good name for himself, isn't he? Then was Liam Lawson in 7th, leading a long train of cars, including his teammate Isaac Hadjar, then Nico Hulkenberg and Pierre Gasly. They rounded out the points, and Williams with Albon came 11th. So close. Lewis Hamilton, another shocker. Dave, wipe that smile off your face. He damaged his car on lap 1. He broke his front wing trying to pass someone and then just eventually retired. It wasn't worth it. Not the Brazil homecoming that he would have wanted in his Ferrari. So, to wrap it up, okay, Lando's got one hand on the trophy. Oscar's hopes are fading fast, and Max put on a show, but it's probably a little bit too little too late. 3 races to go, Vegas, Qatar and Abu Dhabi. This could all be wrapped up in a fortnight, my friends. That's your hot lap recap. I'm Ryan, reminding you that in F1, when you've got the momentum and the bit between your teeth, you've got to keep your foot down and your jaw clamped and simply not let up. And right now, my friends, that is Lando Norris, and he is absolutely flying.
Go Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
What a man.
Great hot lap recap. So, Max is a freak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that all about?
I know. I feel like I keep saying I feel like I say this a lot. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think I follow, yeah.
Like I keep saying we said this last week, or we say this a lot, or we've said this a lot this season. But the man's just a fucking freak. Like in the best possible way. Pit lane through to finishing in P3 is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Like, with a puncture in the middle of all of that.
Yep.
So he went back to the back of the grid and still finished P3.
Yep.
He's just, I think Martin Brundle said after the race or in a podcast or something afterwards, he said he's never seen Max drive like that, and Max was driving like a man possessed or something. That was the Martin Brundle quote.
Really?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Surely we see Max drive like a man possessed all the time.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. Is this just becoming his standard now?
Yeah.
Like,
he's quite good.
He's the understatement of the century. Max Verstappen, quite good.
Yeah. I don't understand. It was crazy to watch. I really don't understand what happened. It's the first pit to podium since 2014, I believe.
Yeah, which
Hamilton
was,
2014.
Yeah, Hamilton, yeah. I was going to say Hamilton or Seb because they were both fucking weapons back then.
Yeah, so it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Can I just ask, not to take away from anything Max has done there, it's mind-blowing, but presumably something about the car emphasized that difference, right? Like something about the car was shit on Saturday.
Yeah.
Meant that he was out in Q1. Yeah, he was out in Q1.
Yeah.
They've presumably changed that something on the car overnight for him to go back and start in the pit lanes. I assume is why he started in the pit lanes. And then it's fucking suddenly on Sunday, it's fantastic again. Like,
yes.
What would that have been? They
gave him a new engine.
Oh.
Yeah. Quite a big component.
That old chestnut.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
So they took him out of Parc Fermé, Parc Fermé is basically the moment that like a qualifying session is finished, the cars will go into Parc Fermé, which means the FIA technically sees the cars. The teams aren't allowed to work on them. They're not allowed to change the setup. They're not allowed to change any parts on the car. There are rules to this. If you obviously have a big crash, then your car never really enters because you need to rebuild the car, but you have to ask for permission to the FIA to be able to get that. If in this situation where Max had a shit qualifying, you can ask the stewards if you can change major parts, an engine, a gearbox, aerodynamic parts, or the setup, and take the penalty of starting from the pit lane. So starting from the pit lane is actually a penalty for breaking a rule, which is you're working on the car, you're taking it out of Parc Fermé to be able to work on it. Mm-hmm. But we see this happen a hell of a lot. Like we've seen quite a lot of cars this year start from the pit lane. So it happens very often. But yeah, they took it out. They decided, let's change the engine, give him a fresh one. You know, Interlagos is not the most power hungry circuit in the world. It does obviously make a difference, the engine, but it's not like a Spa or a China where it's like them circuits are more engine. Like you need a good engine, you need top speed, or even Vegas this week, like a fresh engine this week would be beneficial, but it's not one of them tracks. But I think for them, it was like, it's worth the gamble to do it. And it also now puts this fresh engine with lower mileage into their pool. So for Vegas next week, they can potentially use it and lean on it a bit more than others, potentially Norris, Piastri, that they're fighting against in championship. So it's a smart move to do it. And it paid off because he got a podium.
Yes.
Would it have made the difference? Maybe. But I don't think, I think Max was just driving so phenomenally well and managing his tyres so well that even without changing the engine, I think he would have still gotten very close, or he would have gotten the podium.
Okay.
So I think it's more thinking forward for these last 3 races.
Yeah, okay. And so I can understand having a fresh engine may not have made a massive monumental difference on a track like Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
But is there some chance that the previous engine, like how badly do they deteriorate? Would that have been really, really bad, that engine, or that a new one would make
Yeah.
it look really good? Or?
Yeah, like they can. I don't know the exact, because they get 4 engines a year, like power units.
Okay.
They get 4 power units a year, so it just depends, because they'll swap them in and out, and if a power unit has been used, they're allowed to send it back to a factory and like service it, take it apart, give it a clean, give it a polish, like do all of that stuff to it. They're just not allowed to physically change it. So they're really good nowadays at actually maintaining their life quite well. But the moment you've put a race distance on an engine, it's never the same. It will never. Engines are at their best the first lap.
Okay.
Every kilometer you put on it after its first it will always be deteriorating.
Okay. Sounds like me when running.
Yeah, good.
And then also you spoke about his puncture. So he had a puncture, presumably driving past, I think, Bortoleto's crash, early doors.
Yes.
And had to change. So had to have an early pit stop, which sent him back even further.
Yes.
Have I got that right? Or was it later on?
No, it was, I can't remember what it was, but I can't remember if it was Bortoleto or if there was a bit of hanky-panky with some other drivers.
Oh, okay.
Was it not the Oscar Kimi crash?
Oh.
Was it not post that?
Yeah, could be wrong.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? I mean,
Anyway,
probably a
point
lot of
being,
people.
my question is, so he's had to have an early change there.
Yep.
He started on hard tires, I believe. That got punctured, had to change early.
Yep.
And it turned out the hard tire was really shit.
Yeah. So blessing in disguise.
Yeah. So it looked like having a puncture, going from pit lane to pit podium with a puncture in the middle sounds outrageous. But I guess the puncture almost kind of ended up helping because he spent less laps on the shit tire.
Yeah.
And then it got to the medium, which was good. And then later on in the race, when everyone else was pitting and changing to a tire they probably didn't want to be on because they had to swap, he was able to just stay on medium.
Exactly. Yeah. And it was that middle stint as well. Like you said there, that was his crucial stint for getting into the position that he could then pit onto the soft later. Without that middle stint, without the positions he gained there and the track time he gained there on that faster tire on the medium, he would never have podiumed without that stint. That stint put him in the position to be able to change to softs and then podium. So yeah, I think you're 100% right. I think if it had gone the other way, or the puncture just never happened and he didn't get rid of that hard tire when he did, then yeah, he would have been on a tire that probably wouldn't have been able to drive as well as he did in that middle stint. So yeah, it's fascinating how his look kind of in the moment looked like it was going to shit, but then now in retrospect we can look at it and go, oh, actually that was a good thing that happened.
Okay, go Max.
Yeah, go Max. I did want to just point out he set a record. He has now podiumed from every single position, including the pit lane. So P1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, sorry. He's not done 11, 12, 13.
Oh.
But
honestly, slacking.
I know.
What is
but he becomes
problem?
the first driver to finish on the podium for the most different positions in Formula One. That's what it is.
Okay.
Sorry. I jumped the gun a little bit there. But he's still got 11, 12, 13 to do. And then he's done all of them. And 19. And then he's done all of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Pretty nuts.
Yeah.
See, his problem with finishing the rest of them is he has to stop qualifying so well as well.
Yeah. He needs to go out there
doing
to
qualifying laps.
Like he finishes 6th. He's like, can we just get a 5-place grid drop before tomorrow? Just so I can get 11. Yeah. So that's Max Verstappen. Look, Oscar Piastri, what are your thoughts? Because I've got some fucking strong opinions on it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, okay. All right. I think we're going to disagree. So why don't you launch off with your strong stuff?
So I saw it live and straight away was like, Oscar deserves a penalty. He locked his tires up. He drove into the side of Kimi and blah, blah, blah. And my girlfriend was like, hold up there. I don't think he did. I don't think Kimi gave him enough space. And then they showed an onboard from Norris's car facing backwards. And it's like, Kimi there was not a car's width there at the apex, but also, so then I literally rewind it because I was like, I need to check that Oscar was alongside him going into the braking zone. And he was. So Oscar deserved to be down the inside and Kimi didn't give him enough space. And I think when you look on this onboard camera, for anyone that's going to be like, oh yeah, but he locked his tire up, he was going to slide into him anyway. Look at the fucking gap between Kimi and Charles. There's a full car's width there almost. So like Kimi would have had 1.5 meters to his right, which Oscar within that 1.5 meters could have had the car under control. So it's genuinely you never know what's going to happen there because Kimi closed the door. Okay, Oscar slid into him and locked his brakes up. Racing incident at that point. They both fucked up. They both made a mistake. Racing incident. It's definitely not Kimi's fault. But Kimi could have done more to avoid a crash, knowing that Oscar was alongside him going into the braking zone. He should have given him more space.
Okay. All right. Well, now I find it hard to disagree with you. I guess I really don't understand. I still don't. I've been doing this podcast with you. I feel like I ask you every week. I still don't understand this rule at all. But I guess to me, it just looks like, so Oscar comes down to the inside and there's a massive gap there when he gets there. It's like, there's fucking no one. He should be fine, you would think. Yeah. But he never gets like past Antonelli. Like Antonelli's always in front of him. I would, like whatever the hell that rule is about, you've got to get up to their tires or something. Yep. Like Antonelli's always ahead. Yep. So I would have thought Antonelli would have the right to the apex. Like surely he has the right to come across, take the racing line, hit the apex. And if Oscar's always been behind him, just needs to back out and give him the corner. Yeah. So the rule is that as long as now this is where it's getting tricky because it's your front tire has to be alongside the mirror, apparently. But I always thought it was your front tire had to be alongside the rear tire. So for me, it's just if you're alongside them going into the braking zone, if your front tire is within that front third of the car, which it 100% was at one point, they were almost front wheel to front wheel, identical. Like for me, if you're within that front third of that car, you should get a car's width down, like of space. Okay. And Kimi didn't leave that. So that's where the big confusion comes in for me, is that it's not like Charles was also squeezing Kimi on the outside. Charles gave him so much room. Yeah. Just so much room. Okay. That's my thoughts on that. Lando Norris. Holy fuck. Lando is just taking this championship by the balls and he is just running with them. Okay. Yeah. You know what I mean? I know what you mean. Yeah. It's very politely put. Yeah. 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 If you grab someone by the ball. Dave. That's good. Yep. I got it. Yeah. We know what you mean. You got me. I feel like I need to apologize to Lando. Gave him quite a lot of stick over this season. I'm not going to apologize. I still don't want him to win the championship, but. And he was shit there for a while. Oh my God. He was dog shit. Yeah. He was making some bad moves. Yeah. Do you know what? I'm not going to apologize. Thank you, Skin. Yeah, fuck yeah. You sucked Norris. Yeah, past tense. Past tense. Now he's an absolute guru, and he's just he's leading the championship by 24 points. And he doesn't look like he's ever going to not win. Yeah, no one was close to him this weekend. Yeah. It'd be interesting to know if Max had qualified in the top 4, how close Max would have got to him, but just unfazed all race. Even when they told him that he won the race, it was the most calm we've heard him all year. Yeah. He looks like what Oscar looked like for 8 10 weeks. Races ago. Yeah. Yeah. It's really weird, isn't it? Yeah, literally. How does that happen? In cricket, which is my sport that I've played most growing up. Yeah. As a batsman, you can just feel out of form for some reason. It's you've batted your whole life and you can make runs and you've hit the ball nicely before, but something happens, you fucking forget how to grip the bat or your feet aren't moving right, or something's changed and you don't know what it is and you just feel out of form and you can't hit the ball well anymore. Yeah. Does that happen driving? Because that's what it looks like. It looks like Oscar's just out of form and just forgotten how to drive, and Lando's just got this purple patch where everything's just clicking. Everything's coming up Lando. Yeah. I think in cricket, what you've just described there, I have no fucking clue. I don't follow cricket at all, but what you just described there, your feet are in the wrong position or your hands are in the wrong position. I don't know if that's happening. Do batsmen know? I'm doing this wrong, but I don't know why I'm doing it wrong. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and you're just always tinkering with little Yeah. So I think it's similar with drivers. Oscar will know and he'll be able to see on his data compared to, because tracks are very similar, right? So there are corners on this track that are very similar to corners we would have already had this year. So he'll be able to look at his data from the first sector. Let's just say that, it's got the downhill left for right chicane with the long straight and then deep braking zone into turn 3 or 4, whatever it is. He'll be able to look at that sector and go, oh, well, this is quite similar to Suzuka, maybe not with the
elevation change, but with the, slalom, a fast deep braking zone, like it's similar in ways to that sector. So how was I using my throttle? How was I using my brakes during that? And he will be able to look at every single bit of data and compare it, which is probably different to cricket where you can't see data of how you grip in your bat.
Certainly not at my level, no.
You wish you could have that kind of data though. But yeah, so it's very odd for drivers because I think you can get caught up in the finer details sometimes where you know what's going wrong. You know this part, whether it be the fast speed or the slow speed or the braking or the acceleration out of a corner, you know which parts you're doing wrong. But maybe it's just you're getting caught up in trying to fix that because you've got too much data. Lando spoke apparently in an interview before Brazil about saying like, I'm just trying to silence all the naysayers and I'm just trying to focus on my driving. Something Lando's done in the last 6 races, I think it is. On their dash during qualifying, they have a delta. So that is based on either their previous time or the pole lap. Lando has had that removed from his dashboard. He doesn't see that anymore while he's qualifying. And he said it's because he was getting in his head way too much about being better than his previous lap or being better than whoever's on pole. And so he's now just driving on instinct. And we're seeing Lando perform better because he's going with his natural ability that he's got and the skills he knows how to unlock and use. So maybe there's an element of that for Oscar, or maybe it's that Oscar's driving the exact fucking same, but Lando is just doing slightly better now. And so we're seeing these differences. There's a million and one things that it could be, but certainly something is not right with Oscar. We're not seeing the same Oscar mentally. Even in interviews and things, it's not the same Oscar as what we had mid-season. And it's so fucking sad. I got to work today and my boss was like, Dave, what the fuck's happening to our boy? I was like, I don't know.
It is tough to watch.
Yeah, I was like, I have no clue. I can't answer that question. Ferrari had a shocker of a weekend. It was a weekend to forget for them.
Oh, yeah.
Lewis and Charles both DNF'd during the race. Charles was obviously absolutely no fault of his own, which is going to make all of this even more fucking confusing. And I'm certainly confused by what has happened since the race. Lewis's was, his performance all weekend was potentially a bit more his fault to Q2, sprint Q2 and a Q2 elimination.
Yeah, bit lackluster.
Yeah, just nowhere to be seen, which has been the story of Lewis Hamilton since last season. Like he's just, he used to be the best when he had the best car, and now we're seeing him for his true colors, which is a very good driver, but not the best driver in the world. Max is proving that he's better. But it makes what has happened since then even more confusing. The owner, CEO, whoever the fuck, yeah. I don't really know what this guy's title is. I just know he's very important. John Elkann has come out with a statement. And it's fucking wild. You've not heard this yet?
No.
Good. Okay. I sent Skin a message. I was like, please don't watch this interview. Okay. This is the interview.
Brazil was a big disappointment, and if we look at the Formula One championship, we can say that on the one hand, we have our mechanics who are effectively winning the championship with the performance they have achieved with the pole positions and everything that has been done with the pit stops. If we look at our engineers, there is no doubt that the car has improved. If we look at the rest, it is not up to par, and certainly we have drivers who it is important that they concentrate on driving, that they talk less, and that we still have important races ahead of us, and it is not impossible to get second place.
So I thought I downloaded the English translation of it. I'll put the English translation in the edit. But for anyone, just to summarize it, he has basically said Charles and Lewis are too distracted outside of the car, and that's why they're not performing. He has said it's all on the drivers, essentially, and they've got evidence that the engineering, the mechanics, the way the car is running is always moving forward this season. And so the only factor that it can be is the drivers, Charles and Lewis. And his reasoning for this is, look at their performance in the WEC, the World Endurance Championship, where they have won several, like they won Le Mans. They just won another thing with Robert Kubica driving a Ferrari over there. My question is, does this guy not know that they're two different fucking sports? Like, this is apple and pears. Like, yes, they all have 4 wheels, but Formula One and WEC are not the same.
Yeah, okay.
And also, like, you've got 2 of the best drivers in the world, and Ferrari are notoriously bad at strategy, building cars, and fucking delivering throughout a season. Like, they never bring good upgrades.
Yeah. That is wild. That's really brutal. He also, doesn't he finish by talking about how if they want to finish second, they need to be united as a team?
Yeah.
And then as he's just slating two key parts of his team.
He's slating the highest paid members of his team.
That is an interesting, that's an interesting approach.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's not entirely wrong to say that the car's gotten better because I think,
100%.
was it last week? It was looking quick.
Well, this
But
is
to say like the engineers have been faultless,
yeah, it's bullshit.
I mean, the car was pretty shit for a long time.
Yeah, but my thing is like what he's saying is like we can look at the data and we can see the car's better. Yeah, okay, your car is better from the first race to this race. Great, but let's say you've improved by 10%, everyone else has improved by 12. The problem isn't your drivers. The problem is the rate of your improvement. Like and the strategy call and everything else. Like your car can be faster than it was at the beginning of the season. Great, but if everyone else is even faster, then you're net slower. Like you've got to look at. He even said like let's work as it's a team thing. Don't point out one thing. Then you're failing as a team. You're not failing as a driver. You're failing as a fucking team. Honestly, I think this is referring to a few things that have happened recently. Outside of the track, Charles obviously got engaged. There's been crazy media speculation, and when they got to Brazil, no one was asking about Ferrari. Everyone was asking about Charles. Even in Lewis's interviews, it was like, what was your first words to Charles after his engagement? You know, there's this whole fucking thing with social media recently. The F1 TV directors love the girlfriends, and the girlfriends are a very big part of the media now and the stories. It gets clicks for the media. So
sure,
I think Ferrari are just fucking struggling because they're not number one in, the media's eyes anymore. And we see this time and time again, like Stefano Domenicali, who is the CEO of Formula One. When he was in charge of Ferrari, he was under the fucking microscope and would say stupid shit like this about his drivers or about his team or about his strategists, which is why he ultimately got sacked. We've seen this time and time again with Ferrari. It's not anything new. Look at Ferrari's history. They always underperform and then their bosses fucking blame people below them. It's shit management at the top level, and that is their problem, is the management is shit.
Holy heck. Okay. Tell them what you really think, Dave.
Yeah, I will. Well, I can also prove it. This guy has been in charge for 8 seasons of Ferrari. He's done 160 races. He's only won 15. He's won 0 championships and has had three victoryless seasons.
That's not the best.
Yeah. So out of them 8 seasons, Lewis has only been involved. This is the first one Lewis has been involved in, who is on paper the best person we've ever had, like the best driver we've ever had in the sport. So I know I like to bag on Lewis. I have bagged on him in this episode. Really hard to blame him for any of this. Charles has not been there for 8 seasons. How long has he been there for now? Like 5, 6, maybe? So there's been a few seasons there where Charles wasn't involved and you still weren't fucking winning or performing. But also 160 races, 15 wins. That's not even a 10% win rate.
Mm-hmm.
But he's saying his engineer's a fucking guru. This guy's a flog. Like Enzo Ferrari himself is a massive flog and a bit of a prick. Like he used to say like you could never disrespect a Ferrari. Ferrari engines were always the best, but like this guy was just he was up himself. And although he's a very majorly historic part of our sport and an idol to a lot of people, and I do respect him for a lot of the shit he did, overall the guy was a prick, and like this guy also a prick.
Okay.
It just seems like Ferrari only hire pricks at the top.
Okay, Dave.
Let's move on to.
Okay.
I'm leaving all that in.
Dave.
All of that staying in. Like I'm not looking for any Italian sponsors. Peroni can I don't want them.
Disc.
Then it's not a good beer anyway. I'd rather have any of the great Australian beers that are out there. Better beer, 4X.
Okay. Well, I like lots of beers, including Peroni.
I don't like Peroni. Anyway, Bortoleto had a fucking stonker of a crash skin.
I did see that in
the sprint.
Yeah.
Did you see the stats on it?
No, I just watched the crash and it was gnarly.
So initial impact into the wall, 35 Gs. Second impact into the barrier, 57 or 58 Gs.
How's that possible?
And the guy got out the car and walked away from 2 impacts over 35 Gs.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It's insane, isn't it?
It didn't. Yeah, it looked gnarly. I don't understand how that happens.
So huge respect for Bortoleto for jumping in the car the next day and racing a Grand Prix distance after that. But also, could you imagine being Carlos Sainz driving into the first turn and that car fucking flew like an inch in front of his bumper?
Yeah.
Like he almost fucking got wiped out.
Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking. I didn't know it was Carlos Sainz, but I just couldn't imagine. I just couldn't imagine driving a car at a few hundred k's an hour and you see another car just hurtling towards the wall immediately in front of you. Like, it fills me with confidence.
Yeah.
That would be so scary.
That must be sketchy as. Okay, we're going to move on to Guru and Fool of the Week. I've just seen your skin.
Mm-hmm.
We've gone with the same guy for Guru. Who do we go with?
I assume Max.
Oh, did you not read mine?
No.
Oh, yeah, we both went Max.
Well, yeah, who else would you go? He went from the pit lane to the podium.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's why he got it. But Lando, I thought you were going to choose Lando because, he started first, he won the race. Like
that's what you say when you're
perfect
tossing
weekend.
up. Yeah, well, yeah. No, I get that. It's hard to argue with. The winner is the driver of the day. I stand by that. But I mean, I say that on weeks when like something outrageous doesn't happen, And you're like, oh, well, what about this guy who went from 12th to 9th? And it's like, it doesn't matter, mate. Like, he didn't win the race. But like pit lane to the podium, that's not 12th to 9th.
Fucking
That's
impressive,
like, God damn.
Yeah. And then Fool of the Week for me, I went with Oscar, truly. I think that he deck chaired.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I thought he was, I thought he was pretty solid. Like if you were arguing so staunchly that penalty wasn't really his fault and undeserved, I mean, he would have been second had he not been given that penalty. But and then in the sprint, I mean, it was on a corner where 3 cars skidded out. There was some weird thing about the water not funneling correctly at the track.
The sprint, I don't even want to like. I don't think it was his fault. I think it was like so out of the fucking elements, and we saw that with the other 2 cars that crashed. But I just more think like in the sprint, he qualified out of position. In the race, he qualified out of position. Like if Lando's fucking winning the race with like a 20-second lead, you need to be putting it P2. Like you've got the car underneath you. You need to be doing better from the start. Like that's for me. That's why I chose Oscar. He just, the past few races, it's been building up to him having a real shocker like this, but his qualifying just dog shit. And that's what put him in the position to have these accidents.
Okay. All right. I chose Hamilton. I hadn't seen the Ferrari boss's criticisms of him. I probably wouldn't be quite that harsh, but it was a bit disappointing. He looked slower than I was expecting it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a fair assault.
Really,
that's very fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a bit of a fool as well. Like, yeah.
All right. 2
Q2 eliminations suck.
Yeah.
Next race, we are going to Las Vegas. This is a race that has had a lot of criticism over the recent years. People didn't want it to come on the track. People say it's a boring race. Certainly shit for fans. I can agree with that one. But what you can't deny is it has brought only good racing. We've only had good races at Vegas with tire degradation, with overtakes, with crashes, with all of the above. Like it's been a good race. So I'm very excited for it. And 3 things here for you to look forward to for. Slipstreams are very big here. We've got a lot of long straights with deep braking zones. So slipstreaming in qualifying, we could see it with like a Williams. Aston Martin have been poking around the top 10 recently. So don't rule. Oh, and Haas as well. Fuck, I've got to mention Haas because they've been doing amazing recently.
Yeah, Bearman was so quick on the weekend.
Yeah, again, like that. If he's not a world champion in 10 years' time, I'll eat my hat.
Really,
like, that guy's an absolute weapon.
Yeah.
So like, look out for teams like that could sacrifice one driver or just do, double slipstream, like slipstream for one driver at the beginning, slipstream for another at the end of a session to try and get higher positions in qualifying. So keep an eye out for that. Like I just mentioned, it can be a low grip track. It's a street circuit, which inherently are always low grip tracks, but also it's a night race and temps in Vegas can go quite low this time of year. So, it's usually a low grip circuit. So we could see people needing to pit often or using softer tires during the race. But just keep an eye on the low grip situation during the race, I would say more than anything. I don't imagine we'll see hard tires being used in this race. Could be wrong, but I just can't see it happening.
Okay.
And then the championship that I just mentioned with Max, he has got a brand new engine in the back of his car. Okay, it's not brand new now, but it was brand new, but it's probably fresher than most other engines on the grid. So I'm going to expect Max is going to do well at this race. I think he'll qualify well. I think he'll race well. If you are going to have a bet, maybe chuck it on Max to win this race. It might be good odds. I don't know. I've definitely put $5 on it.
Really?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, look
Fresh
at
engine. Fresh engine around Vegas.
And he needs to win pretty much everything now.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Or we need a Norris DNF. A Norris DNF this weekend would, for the neutral and also someone that doesn't want Norris to win, A Norris DNF would be phenomenal.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah. Norris DNF, Max wins, Oscar in second. That would be perfect.
I reckon we should get Lance Stroll on the job of that.
To crash into Norris.
He's good at crashing into
Yeah.
people.
Good skin. Okay, well, that wraps up another lap at the Formula Fools podcast. We hope you enjoyed the ride as much as we did, and it is now your turn to join in with the Fools family by connecting with us on social media and becoming a fellow Fool. On Facebook, we are at Formula Fools. On Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, we are Formula_Fools.
Oh, yeah. And you can also leave us a rating and review wherever you're listening. That would help a great deal. 5 stars if you're offering, preferably. I mean, up to you entirely, but that would be what we're after.
Yeah, 5 stars would be great. We're 4.9 on Spotify somehow, so I think one person has given us a lower than 5 review. Wieners, but all the 5-star reviews, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So thank you for joining us at Formula Fools, where every turn is a chance for a good laugh. We'll see you next time.